There we go.
Says it's recording.
Hi, Ashley.
Hello there.
How are you?
I'm awesome. It's pretty crazy today. We're actually looking at each other. We're filming our first YouTube video.
Whoop, whoop.
And I mean, it's going to be a podcast too, but it's cool because now you guys get to see what's going on behind the scenes.
And how we sit there and look at each other and laugh.
Yeah. Most of it's just laughing. We cut out a lot of the laughing, honestly.
That's good because I do not like podcasts where the people, all they do is laugh.
I know. There's like a comfortability with it. And you don't want too much, but at the same time, you don't want to be stuffy.
Yeah.
So you got to have like a good balance. But yeah, the too much laughing, it gets a little uncomfortable.
So let's talk about what is wicked crazy in the world today.
So much. I mean, number one, the coronavirus. If you're listening in the future, we're still in it. It's insane. It's rampant. It's everywhere. What else, Robin?
It's really just starting. So we're at the end of March, and I actually went yesterday and had a corona test done. I've been having symptoms. I don't feel terrible, but the past couple of weeks, 2.5 weeks, I've been feeling the same way, which I guess isn't, I don't feel great. I don't feel energized, but I've been having headache, low-grade fevers, stuffy nose, runny nose, sore throat. I had a cough yesterday.
Uh-oh.
So anyway, I went and I did the COVID test.
Tell them about it. I already heard the spiel, but it sounds awful.
It was awful. However, it lasted for a while, although my back of my nose sinus cavity still hurt yesterday afternoon. Yeah, before I went to bed. They stabbed
you real good.
Yeah, they did, which is fine. But I had an involuntary reaction, which was tears rolling down my face when they sucked that swab up my nose. It was not good, but I knew I had to do it, and I got through it.
Right. So for anyone who doesn't know what the COVID test is, they stick a swab. It kind of looks like a cat's tail, would you say? You know what a cat's tail is?
Or just a super long Q-tip.
Yeah, it's like a super long Q-tip. That's probably a better analogy. It looks like a super long Q-tip. It's like 6 or 7 inches long. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, and they stick it into your nose. It's crazy because you can see it in the video. But yeah, they stick into your nose and it goes back like it feels like it's touching your brain or something.
Yeah, I think it did.
It's like a food test.
Yeah,
it probably did.
I think it did. I'm sure it did. Anyway. So so there, and it takes 3 to 5 days to get the results back. So I do not know if I have COVID, corona, or not.
Well, if you do, Matt's in for a treat.
Well, Matt actually
sanitizing.
He had to stay home from work because he can't go to work until he knows if I have corona or not.
Really?
So he has been home. Yes. And let me tell you, you can hear the TV from any room in the household because. Yeah.
What is he watching?
Anything and everything. Yeah. Mostly guy stuff.
Yeah.
I hear chainsaws, and then I hear diesel engines, and then the turbo, and it's a lot of guy stuff. Lots of gunshots. So he's watching, movies. Anyway, yeah.
Loving life.
But I have sent him down in the basement to do some cleanup.
There you go. Well, I mean, he loves his basement. We just talked about this the other day, actually, you and I.
Yes, he does. So that's good.
Yeah, it gives him something to do.
Yeah. Can you hear my heater?
No.
Okay.
No, I thought I would be able to. Can you hear the bug that is flying around?
Nope.
You might see a fly behind me in a second. He just keeps like buzzing back and forth. I hear him.
I can't see it.
Okay. Well, he may fly by, just letting you know. So what is today's topic today?
Today is talking about the quarantine and what you can do.
Yes. So as many of you know, during this quarantine, we are all supposed to be social distancing and staying in your house if you can. Obviously not staying 100% in your house. You can go outside and everything, just stay away from people. But with that comes a lot of extra free time. And instead of just sitting and watching TV all day, which is totally fine to do. I mean, it's just a way to kind of like cope with the emotions and the fear and everything. But that's, you have a lot of time in your day. There's 24 hours of the day. Yeah, maybe you sleep for 8 of that, but that still leaves a lot of time. So we kind of wanted to talk today a little bit about, what we're doing, what you can also be doing to just kind of elevate yourself. So what are you doing?
We are still working remotely. So my full-time job during the day allows me to work from home, which is fantastic. However, it gives me total access to the kitchen. And I'm sure that I have gained a ton of weight since the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I need to get outside, but it's cold here still. It's still in the high 30s, 40s. It's not warm. Yeah, it's not warm. So it's really hard to get out. Yeah. But I'm still working, and I belong to a group that we were talking about, just a hobby group, and talking about what people are doing. And the vast majority are working from home.
Yeah. But for the people called telecommuting or something.
Yeah, telecommuting.
This is a new word that I've never heard before, and I've heard it 150 times in the last 2 days. It's just everywhere.
Yeah. It's not new for me.
Really?
But still. So for me, my days haven't really changed because it's the same.
Well, that's good. I feel like mine has changed a little bit. I have been doing a lot of working from home, just contracting stuff. So just doing odd jobs here and there for different clients, but I have been really ramping up. So not that the coronavirus has really caused me a lot of stress, but I do have a lot of stress at the moment for some reason. And so instead of doing work all day long, which can easily take up my time because I do like to work, I have been ramping up how much exercising I have been doing to 3 times a day. I will work out for 3 hours a day. I work out in the morning and in the middle of the day and then in the evening. I don't know.
I did not know that.
Oh, I've been working out so much. Crazy story. In the last, I believe it's been 3 weeks, I've lost 13 pounds.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I've been running, and it's actually, so it's been cold for you. It's been raining here in Nashville. But then today it was 75 degrees. It's very weird. So I've been running outside when I can, going to different parks, running there. And then when it's raining outside, I've been doing just a lot of ab workouts and arm workouts when I can't do that. But then at the same time, I actually just hired a personal trainer, I don't know, a week and a half ago. We have had to reschedule our training sessions so many times just because all the gyms are closing down and they keep doing different tiers. And so tentatively we're supposed to meet this Friday, but that might get rescheduled. So but it's definitely one of those things that I'm if we're going to be quarantined, I want to be making sure that I'm doing positive steps in the right direction for my health. And personal training is just something that I've really wanted to do. And so I finally pulled the trigger. I'm well, now's the best time to do it. I've got all the time in the world. And so hopefully that will be done soon. But then also on top of that, right now it's really easy to get mentally overwhelmed with all the stuff going on. I mean, you've seen the news. It's everywhere. It's kind of depressing.
It is depressing. Yes, it's really sad.
Yeah, it's very negative. So another thing that I've been doing as well is watching a lot of TED Talks and watching a lot. I have a major girl crush on Brene Brown. Do you listen to her stuff?
No.
Oh my gosh, Robin.
I know. You told me about her. I know. You told me about her. I just haven't yet.
Oh my gosh. You have to watch some Brene Brown. I'll send you some. I think I've watched at this point in the last 3 weeks every single Brene Brown video on the internet. I just have them all queued in my YouTube and I just let them play in the background. And it's been so helpful just about mindset, and just watching these motivational videos are just a way to just kind of propel yourself, because it's easy when you're at home. I work from home, and I have been working from home for probably about, 2 or 3 years. And it's easy when you start working from home, especially if you've never done it before, to kind of get in a rut, and you get really distracted. So it's something that I do to keep myself motivated. I don't know. Have you found, are you more productive at work or at your house?
At my house. But
at your house?
It's because I'm in meetings almost all day long. Mm-hmm. And so I need to be on the computer.
That's true.
Yeah. Multitasking to a degree, but really starting to stop multitasking and really being focused and in the moment. Mm-hmm. Keeping up with my to-do list, keeping up with my organizational list. But so for me personally, if I didn't have meetings on my calendar all day long, I probably would get very distracted. But since I don't have that time, I'm constantly here at my desk.
So do you do anything to break up the time?
I'll go down and get breakfast, or I'll go and get lunch. When it starts to get nicer out, I do try to do a half an hour of yard work or just getting outside. And then at the end of the day, of course, going outside if it's nice out.
Yeah. It's been nice out at least one of these days?
Not yet.
Not yet? Oh, okay.
No. And now it's going to rain. So now it's going to warm up, but it's going to rain. So I still won't get outside.
That's spring for you.
Yeah. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I will still do reading because I like to do reading. I do most of it on the weekends though. But my husband and I are trying to catch up on things on like Netflix, Hulu, Prime. It's nothing out of the norm. It's still our normal. We try to spend like at least 1 hour together, which is normally eating dinner and then watching a show. Sometimes we try to do 2 hours, but we don't always get it in. But that's kind of our time, and we'll chit chat. And of course, if it's a good movie, he doesn't want to talk, and of course, I'm talking. So that doesn't work out well normally.
That's me. I'm a movie talker too. People don't typically like that.
No, they don't.
I just have so many questions.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
There's just so much going on. And sorry, my dog is kind of walking around. If you hear like a clip clap, that's him. So
Aww,
he may want some attention.
He's such a honey.
He's such a good boy.
What we have been doing though is a few of the team members on the team have made some really awesome suggestions. So people on the podcast have heard me talk about my co-pilot Dawn and what a great co-pilot she is. Could not ask for a better person to work with during the day. She is just a really good coworker. Anyway,
when are we having her on?
I tried to get her on. Yeah, we'll have her on here shortly.
We have to have her on. We talk about her too much for her not to make an appearance.
I know. Yes, we will have her on. And in fact, I was going to see if she could join us a while ago. She couldn't though. She's very active, but with the COVID, she is at home and basically self-quarantined because she and her husband went to California on a trip. And yeah, that was kind of a hot spot.
First mistake.
But anyway, yes, we will have her on. She has done exceptionally well with some weight loss goals.
Nice.
And keeping it off. And so I wanted somebody on there
fun part.
To push against the barriers. How do you stay with it? How do you stick with it and be successful? And she has completely been successful for that. So yeah, I've got her pegged to do that. And she was saying that she did some Facebook Live, or maybe it was just a Zoom meeting. I don't remember now. But anyways, they did a virtual coffee this past weekend.
What is that?
Well, you just kind of like what we're doing, but you just have coffee and you talk about what's going on in the day and what's going on in the world and how you're doing and your frustrations and what you're doing to get through. And did you go to the grocery store and did you get toilet paper? So it's all... I'm assuming that's what we talked about.
It's just like a conversation, but over the internet.
Yeah, I had to tease her. She said she was having coffee with her best girlfriends. And I said, well, evidently I'm not one of your best girlfriends then.
Yeah, you made it.
But our team at work, since we do see each other a few days during the week, one of my team members decided to do a virtual happy hour. So we are doing that tomorrow afternoon. And we're super excited so we can all see each other again.
Yeah, that's, I think, a really important thing to note is that there's different personality types, and obviously, but I don't know. I mean, you're like me where you like being around people and I'm an extrovert. And so it's like, I've had a hard time not being around people. But just to remember that there are other ways that you can talk to people. If you're feeling lonely or something, just do a Skype call or like have something fun like that. Or if you play music, maybe and your friends play music, you can all get your instruments and play a band together. I mean, there's so many, with all this comes down to it. Yes, the coronavirus is kind of scary and there's a lot of stuff going on, but it's really awesome to see kind of the community that has come out of it. Have you noticed that? Just like everyone has made it positive and happy.
Yeah, it really has. I'm on an app called Nextdoor and it's about your community basically. And actually one of my team member's wife posted, and Ashley, I'll send this to you so we can put it on our Facebook page and Instagram, what it is it's for community members that do have to go to work, that aren't able to stay home. So fire, police, nursing, those types of professions. Anyways, there's a calendar where kids at home and parents can draw flowers or butterflies, just things that will, I'm going to go to it now.
Yeah.
So last week was flowers. This week is butterflies. The following week is going to be whatever your community's high school mascot is. And then Scrabble letters, animals, Easter eggs for Easter, dinosaurs.
So far in the future too.
It is. It goes through April 30th. So I will send this to you so you can post it to our Facebook page and
love it.
Instagram. So it's a really great way for kids at home that can keep doing something, but then you post it. So if you drive past people's windows and you see all these paper, like it looks kind of
weird. I saw a few today.
Yeah.
Actually,
so that's
a bunch of rainbows today.
Yeah. So that's what it is that kids are just putting pictures out there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Because I was wondering what they were. I was like, everyone has rainbows up. I was like, maybe some of the kids got together and did like a craft project together and we're sticking them. So that's so cute.
It is cute. I think it's adorable.
I just love that. Just different ways that we're all feeling connected, because I know right now we're all kind of feeling all over the place. And I don't know, it's just good to know that someone else is going through it with you. I don't know. It's important to know that you're in everything together.
Yeah. So. I think there's a lot of that going on. I think it'll probably hit more next week or the week after. Now it's kind of like, it's just like a first little vacation type of thing.
Mm-hmm. And you can still kind of go places too. I mean, I've been to the grocery store many times. I've kept my distance from people, but at the same time, it's like, you got to go.
Yeah.
Stuff. So, and who knows, it might get a lot worse in the next, few weeks, but the matter is if you can keep a positive attitude and you can keep going and like pushing forward and again, finding things to do with your spare time, because we're going to have a lot of it. It makes it a little, less daunting and less long.
I think so.
Yeah. So what are some other things that people could be doing?
Well, this is something that I really want to do. I've seen it on Facebook. I have not investigated yet, but I'm sure I will this weekend.
Yeah.
I've been seeing that people are posting things about like online classes that you can take. Yes. Universities are offering for free. I've seen virtual tours of museums, virtual tours of zoos, and I am going to take advantage of it. Probably not until this weekend, but when I get there, I've never been to the San Diego Zoo, and I hear people talk about it, so that'll probably be the first place that I look.
Cool. I've been there once before, and it was amazing. It's very beautiful. The exhibits are just amazing. It's pretty cool. The pandas were incredible. You have to go one day. It's very, very neat.
Aw.
There was a what was it? So if any of you have been wanting to learn music, another virtual class you can do with, I believe it was Gibson Guitars. They're offering like 5 free months of like online lessons. As a guitar player, like I highly recommend that because lessons are expensive. Like
you're a guitar player?
Yes. You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, so I learned on bass guitar when I was in 8th grade. Some guy like yeah, I actually learned. I was in like a youth group when I was younger, and this one guy was like playing the bass guitar, and he was playing "Smoke on the Water," and I was like, "That's so cool!" Like, and I'm super creative, and I was like, "Can you teach me how to play that?" And so he taught me to play it, and I learned it in like 10 minutes, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is my calling." So I learned how to play the bass guitar, and I probably learned how to play it within like, I don't know, like three months or something, like totally learned how to play it. And I was like, this is too easy. I have to try different things. So I learned guitar, I learned on acoustic, and then the guy that was teaching me was just a friend. He's like, well, I've taught you all I can teach you. He's like, now you got to take lessons from a guy. So I got lessons from like an actual guitar teacher, and I got an electric guitar, and it's like, I love playing guitar. It's something that I've kind of neglected in probably the last like 4 or 5 years, but
I was going to say, I've never once heard you talk about a guitar. I've never heard you play a guitar. Do you still have a guitar?
Yeah, I have 3 guitars. I have my first one, which was like, I don't know, like $200, $300. It was very cheap because my parents just got me one. It's amazing though. It's like blue. And then I have this really, it's like a Fender Stratocaster. and it's like a teal. I was really into blue. I still am. I don't know why I'm saying I was really. And then I have a baby Taylor, which is like a Taylor guitar, but it's smaller because you can't really tell. I have very tiny hands, like tinier than most people's. So I had this guitar, the baby Taylor has a shorter neck and it's a shorter body. So I can do reaches more on that guitar. But again, I haven't played it in a while.
Okay. So, I just thought of something.
Oh, my nose is running. Sorry. I was sneezing.
So I totally just thought of something. Mm-hmm. Remember the last podcast I said, no excuses. I was going to have my article done by the next one. I really did do that. It wasn't completely done, but the whole, like the body of the article was completed. I just wanted to put some finishing touches on it. It's still not what I want it to be, but I'll work on that too. Anyways, I did meet my requirement. I stopped the excuses. I got off my patoot and I got it done. So there's that.
That's amazing.
I think by the next podcast, so a couple weeks from now, just depending on what we do, or if we can get Dawn on sooner.
Yes.
We should have you do a little, like, do they call it a riff? I don't even know what they call it.
I don't do riffs very well, but
maybe a song. Like
I'll find a song I can play.
There you go.
My guitars are actually in storage right now, so I'd have to go fish them out. But if I can figure out a way to get it from the back into the front, because I think they're in the back of the unit, if I can figure out a way, I'll definitely play something.
Okay, so at some point,
yes.
Love to hear you play.
Did you know that I played on stage one time?
What? No.
I was actually, this isn't like that important, but when I was in freshman year in college, one of my roommate she was like a country singer. I think she still is actually. And she was like, my guitar player can't come. Can you learn all my songs in 3 days? And I did. And I played at the, Bongo Java at like one of their things. And there was like 30 people in the audience and I got paid. And I was like, this is amazing.
How come you didn't continue to do it?
Oh, I don't know. That's the thing. At the time, I've gotten a lot better and I've just like grown my confidence as just like a person for the last, I probably started gaining confidence when I was like 16 or something, but I was still pretty shy when I was like 18 when I got into college. And I don't know, I just get really bad stage fright.
Yeah, I can see that. I used to show horses and I would, before every single time I'd enter the arena, I'd get that surge of like.
Yes, it's like adrenaline.
No, like I wanted to vomit.
Oh, okay. I don't get that. I just get really jittery and scared. I'm like, oh.
The opposite of excited. The opposite of adrenaline. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I don't think it's anxiety. It was just like, what if I do bad? I think it's the fear of failure is really like, oh my gosh, what if my horse acts up? Or what if I don't do the right pattern, which there were a couple times I didn't.
No.
Hopefully my stepmom's not listening. No,
we're going to have a whole episode on you and talking about that. I think we should.
Oh, we could. I'll get my stepmom on.
Please. Okay, let's do that.
Because she'd be hilarious to listen to Robin in her younger days. Anyway, yeah. So I used to do that. But
that's fun.
Yeah. So I get the stage fright or the, basically going on show, doing your thing and having everybody watch you.
I will say that was one of the things I was kind of scared about when we started this podcast.
What?
I don't know what it is. But doing the podcast is because there's been many times where people are like, you could start a YouTube channel. We're bubbly people. They're like, people would follow you. And I'm like, I don't want to be in front of a camera. And it's just, I don't know. In the last 4 years, I've really grown into it. Just not caring anymore. Because I just realized that I spent so much of my time growing up caring what people thought. And then now I don't really care as much anymore. And I just realized that in the long run, especially dancing, I used to be really nervous dancing in front of people. And then I just realized they're going to remember this. Even if I dance badly, they're going to remember this for 20 minutes. And then they're going to go on with their life and they're not going to talk about this ever again.
No,
they're not going to dwell on this. No one's going to care.
I will say, now that you say that, you did kind of drag your feet when I said that I wanted to do a YouTube channel. And you were like, yeah, that sounds good.
I don't know why I get so nervous about it. I don't know. It's a subliminal block.
Yeah, it's fun.
I'm doing it. I mean, everything feels out of your comfort zone until you do it.
Exactly. And then sometimes it still does for a while.
And it still does. I mean, even when we started the podcast, we had people make comments that they're like, it sounds scripted or something. I mean, yeah.
The first one was.
The first one was.
We will admit, because we tried to do it and we were all over the place. So we thought, well, we'll just do a scripted one.
Yeah.
And now we just decided it just doesn't matter. And if there's mistakes, there's mistakes. And if we giggle a little bit too much in one and not enough in another, it's
real.
It is real. There's nothing fake about this podcast. I can tell you that.
I mean, that's the thing we talked about this the other episode where it's like everything, if you don't look back on your first episode or your first rendition of anything and cringe, then you're probably not growing, and we've grown so much and we don't use a script anymore. And we've grown into it because we've become more comfortable and we've pushed the boundaries and we've made it so that we now have the ease of talking. But it took time.
It did take time. What was kind of funny is because we talked a little bit, like I always wanted to do it because of CrimeCon, which got canceled this year, by the way, or postponed. It's postponed until October.
Well, maybe I can go with you now.
Maybe you can.
Yeah.
And then next year, though, is going to be in Austin, Texas. So
I've never been and I've heard it's awesome. So
yeah, I'm for sure going to that one.
Okay.
So I may still postpone this one, but for sure Austin, Texas.
Okay. I will for sure go with you next year if you're going next year.
Okay, perfect. It's the first week in June. So I have to tell my coworker right away that I called.
First week in June?
Yeah.
That'll be my birthday week, so this is great.
That's right, it will.
Yeah. Oh, what a great birthday surprise.
So exciting. So another reason why we did decide to do the podcast, though, is because we would have these 1 and 2 and 3 hour conversations. Yeah. And that's really how it got started. So back to it's real. It is real because that's how we started.
Yeah. And they would always be really deep, I would say.
They were.
I mean, it's not about the weather. We just go into everything. But I think that's why it works out so well is because why we chose the topic of our podcast is because we're interested in everything. Like, I want to know everything. I get so curious and I get into this rabbit hole where I'm like, how do birds communicate? And then I just for 3 hours, I'm just looking at videos or how does one become, I don't know, an Olympic skier? It's just, there's so much to learn.
It's nuts. And thank goodness we have the internet.
Oh my God. Yeah.
My day, I would so at the cabin up in the loft, there were these Encyclopedia Britannica.
I was just about to say, did you crack open the encyclopedia?
I did.
I love that. I still had to do that when I was in high school. They wouldn't let us use all internets. That's how short the internet has been around. It's even when I was in high school, they would not let you use internet sources for all of your sources. You could only use 1 or 2, and you still had to use the encyclopedia for at least one of your.
So your mom would be so proud of me knowing that I used the encyclopedias. Yeah. Yes. And I still have them at the cabin. They are not in the loft anymore, but I kept them. Sentimental value.
Yeah, exactly.
Something that I read all the time when I was a little kid. I'd look at the pictures because back then we didn't have Google Earth. So you couldn't go on Google Earth and go to Paris, or you couldn't go to Germany or Italy, wherever you wanted to go. You couldn't, but now you can. So I'd always go and look at pictures and I don't know.
I just love that because now I feel like the world has been so much more connected than it ever has been. I mean, you can literally go on Google Earth, go to Paris, and then go in a shop. Have you done those before?
No, not go into a shop.
I don't know if they do it they don't do it in every shop, but there's a few places in Nashville where you just drop yourself down into Nashville and you can go into the stores. And they do virtual tours, and it's so cool because I don't know, it makes the world seem so much more small and just intimate. And I love that because back in the day it just seemed so big. And, everyone was kind of against each other and, but now it just feels like everyone's just one and we all, I don't know, it just makes the world seem smaller. I like it. I like it.
Oh, anything else? What else have you been doing?
Let's see. Really besides those two, I've been doing a lot of reading.
Yeah. Lots of reading. I agree.
I've just been doing a lot of going outside, honestly. I don't like being cooped up inside. It's not anything against being inside. It's just I love nature and I love parks. So I've just been going outside. I've been walking my dog a lot. I've been working outside, not yard work, but legitimately taking my laptop and working outside. If it's not raining, it's been raining a lot here, but just trying to get some vitamin D because honestly, you guys, if you are feeling a little bit moody or something, vitamin D makes a difference. It really does. It improves your mood. But then, yeah, like reading. So right now I'm rereading You're Badass by Jen Sincero. I think that's on our Goodreads account. It's really awesome. What other book was I reading? I'm finishing up the book Happy Money. I'm in like 3 books right now. I probably shouldn't be. That's a bad habit. And I just got a book. Oh, I can't remember who it's by. I think her name's Susan. The book is Feel Your Fear and Do It Anyway. Anyways, I think is the name of it. And it's a book, and it's kind of like psychology based, but it's basically about learning to be. I've started going to therapy probably at the beginning of January, and I've made a lot of breakthroughs. And one of the breakthroughs that I've had is that I have a fear. Not a fear necessarily, but I'm uncomfortable with being uncomfortable, which is kind of redundant, but I don't like uncertainty, and it's something that like it kind of sabotages me. And so just kind of becoming, I don't know, just comfortable with uncertainty and like being okay and not worrying about the future and letting things happen to me as they happen, because you can't change what you can't change. And so that was a good book that I had researched on what to look up. Just like feel the fear, but then do the things anyways, and don't let that like keep you held back. So that's pretty good so far. And I'm not very far in, so I'm not going to like give you a synopsis yet, but it's very good. But this is a great time to rereading. I mean, you're inside. There's so much knowledge in books, guys.
Yeah, I love it. I think I'm reading more because I can't go outside quite yet because it's not warm enough. But when I do, I'll go out. The other thing I want to do before it gets really nice out is truly clean out a couple of closets and organize a little bit better. It's not that it's terrible, but I'm thinking I'm inside. I can turn on a TED Talk. I think all of you know I love TED Talks. Or listen to Brene Brown.
Brene Brown, yeah.
Yep. To the person that Ashley was talking about. She'll post those two to our Facebook page.
I just posted a video actually last week about a Brene Brown video. It was an interview with her and Tim Ferriss. It was really good. It's about vulnerability.
I think I do remember seeing that. Yeah, I'll go and listen to that.
Super good. It was a really great interview.
Yeah. We would love to hear what everybody else is doing though.
Yes. Oh, so this is another, it's about reading though. Did you ever do the Marie Kondo method?
Oh, I watched it.
It made me think of you when you were talking about cleaning out your closets.
Yeah, I kind of, but no. Sometimes I try to do the triple, you know how you have to fold it 3 times.
Yeah.
No, I don't do that, but I do appreciate what her theory is and trying to less clutter and get rid of stuff that you really don't need anymore. My friend Leslie is really all about that too. So if anybody needs somebody to come and get rid of stuff, that would be either Leslie or Buffy, because the two of them will clean your house like nobody's business. You will have nothing left, pretty much.
That's a good thing. Part of the reason why I like it is twofold. One of them is because whenever you give something away, she makes you say like a little blessing or something to it, like thank you for being in my life, and then giving it, letting it pass on, and thank you. And then I also just like it because it's all based on energy, and I'm very much into like the energy you create in your house is, it will manifest in you as well. And like, I'm not joking. When I cleaned out my closet, I literally felt so much better because all that energy was stuffed in a closet. And even though I wasn't seeing it every day, just cleaning it out really made a difference. So if you guys are feeling like cabin fever or anything, cleaning out your closets really does work. Mm-hmm. Because then you get rid of all the stuff because you realize that you didn't need it and you won't miss it. You won't miss it in like 6 months.
No, you really don't.
I haven't missed anything that I gave away.
There's only been a couple of things that I've missed, but it's very rare. I mean, it's very rare.
Yeah. It's like out of sight, out of mind. As soon as I gave it away, I completely forgot about it. But it's cool because it gets to go to someone who's probably going to use it and love it. It's paid its price in your life and now it gets to go to someone else.
I'm sure that people have really creative ideas. A few out on Facebook, but in general, we would love to hear what you guys have been doing, any good books, because we all know that lots of people are either reading or doing online classes, the virtual tours. We would love for you guys to shoot us an email or on Facebook or on Instagram and let us know, and Twitter, let us know what you guys have been up to.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a great way to spend time. I mean, just communicate with other people, and maybe they are feeling like a little bit don't know, hunkered down, and maybe your idea would really help them through this tough time. Because I know for me, it's not scary. I'm doing everything I can social distancing. You don't seem very scared of it either. But for some people, it's very scary. It's an unknown. I'm staying home. I'm trying to, but sometimes you still have to go out, and it's still a little scary. And it's, your idea could help someone and ease their pain. It can be very scary. So just send them our way. I mean, we'll love to. We'll post a bunch on our Facebook page and share in the quarantine together.
Yes, that sounds good.
Yay. Well, cool. Thanks for joining us. I mean, you got to see us this time, which is really cool. And if you're on the podcast, you can hop over to our YouTube channel. What is it, Robin? Do you remember?
I can do anything podcast.
Perfect. Okay. Hop on to our YouTube channel and you can actually see our faces talking about this.
And please subscribe.
Please subscribe. Yes. I know a lot of people don't know that we have an Instagram page. We do. I don't know if you guys have an Instagram, but we do have one. We have a lot more Facebook followers than Instagram.
And we have a Twitter account.
Yes, that too.
And let's do a shout out to our Virginia listeners.
Oh, yes. Shout out to our Virginia listeners. I was looking at our account the other day. We have a huge following in Virginia randomly.
Amazing.
I don't know anybody. I have my grandparents live in Virginia, but they don't listen to the podcast. So shout out to our Virginia listeners. Thank you so much for listening.
That is, yes.
Do another shout out to our next one next time.
Yeah, Ashley told me, she said, who do you know in Virginia? And I said, I don't think I know anybody that lives in Virginia.
We have like twice as many listeners in Virginia than we do in Tennessee. I mean, if you combine Tennessee and Wisconsin, where we both live, we have more in Virginia than those two combined.
Please email us. Tell us who you are. We would love to have you on.
Yes.
Let us know what you do. What is your success? What's your anything? What are your goals? What have you accomplished? We would love to know.
I mean, if you guys want to be on the podcast, yeah, just let us know. I was on Reddit the other day, and there was a podcast, and they were like, anybody, we interview anybody. Literally the podcast is they just pick random people off the internet and interview them about anything they want. I was like, that's so cute.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Because everybody has succeeded in something.
Yes. And everyone has a story to tell about anything. So, but yes.
And we love stories.
Yes. Everyone loves a good story. But, well, we'll see you next time. But,
sounds good.
Yeah. Stay awesome.
And keep reaching for your anything.
Bye, guys.
Bye.